Oh,
What is this?
This isn't Little Big Planet.
What if it is though?
What if it is though? That's Odd Sock.
Wait, that could be
bro.
That's Oddsock.
That's
That's
Oddsock.
Oddsock.
What if it's Oddsock?
It is Little Big Planet.
Wait a minute.
It's Little Big Planet.
What? What? Holy sh!
Oh my God! It's Little Big Planet
What?
4.
What?
Is it?
What?
Wait,
Sackboy
No, I don't think
made
that's.
us, did they?
What is this? It's a 3D adventure of Little Planet.
Oh, that might be a console seller.
That's not the name, right?
I mean, even if it is a name, it doesn't
That's
really
fine.
matter. That's
Yeah.
Little Big Planet 4. That's just Little Big Planet 4.
I don't know about you guys, but I haven't really played Sackboy: A Big Adventure a whole lot in the past year or so. I beat it a few times when it first came out, I platinumed it, but I moved on. That doesn't mean I hate the game, though. Personally, I thought it was a pretty solid 3D platformer, and I'd like to do a proper review on it on my channel someday, but if you're a Little Big Planet fan such as myself, you'd know that Sackboy: A Big Adventure lacks something important. A key element that made LBP such a joy to go back to time and time again. And that element is UGC, or user-generated content. You know, a proper level creator and endless community-created levels that offered infinite replayability. But I'm not gonna fault Sackboy for not including UGC, as it's technically not advertised as an LBP game, but man, knowing what this game could have been at its full potential, essentially just 3D LBP, saddens me every day. But I've been thinking, maybe, just maybe, Sackboy could reach that potential. Because if you haven't heard the news, yes, after many leaks, rumors, and anticipation, Sackboy: A Big Adventure was confirmed to be coming to PC. And it's coming October 27th. It's leaving its home on PlayStation consoles and moving over to Steam and Epic Games for a new audience to enjoy. It may already be out by the time you're watching this video, but that isn't the case for me. I'm making this video about a week beforehand, so expect a lot of speculation on my part, as I'm going to discuss some things that may or may not turn out the way I expect them to, so before you get your hopes up, you have been warned. Alright, now, Sackboy for PC. Why does that matter? You might not care, you might think, oh, it's just Sackboy again, right? How is that exciting? Well, 2 words. Mod support. I believe that Sackboy: A Big Adventure will benefit greatly from community-created mods such as games like Skyrim, Doom, and every Valve game under the sun. And if it gets to a point where tons of people are making mods over time, this could be our 3D Little Big Planet for the time being. We technically don't have to hold out hope for an LBP4 for the next 10 years, as we could just play this in the meantime, right? Maybe not, but it is still pretty exciting. Because with mods, we can potentially see custom-made levels and custom-made costumes. But of course, outside of that, I'm sure people will find ways to replace music, sound effects, and even change up the gameplay mechanics. With PC, you have a lot of freedom. You don't have to worry about things like jailbreaking your PlayStation or breaking your console. Mods are just a normal thing on PC, and they're fairly easy to install most of the time. In fact, plenty of game developers fully support the idea of mods, as it just increases the longevity of their games. Whether or not Sony is okay with mods is still unknown. I honestly doubt it, but it really shouldn't matter. The PC versions of Spider-Man and God of War have already gotten several mods, and they don't seem too mad about those. The only thing I'm somewhat worried about is the fact that Sony is starting to integrate the PlayStation Network into their PC ports. For example, Spider-Man on PC just got an update where you can now sign in with your PSN account, and by doing so, you can get free cosmetic stuff. But that game is completely single player, so I don't really see the need to sign in if you don't want to. With Sackboy: A Big Adventure though, I'm thinking, and maybe this might not be the case, but maybe you will need a PSN account to play online multiplayer, at least cross-play with PlayStation if that does end up being a thing. And if you were using mods while going online with your PSN account linked, I'm not entirely sure if that's something you could get banned for or not. But if that were the case, I'd say just avoid logging in with your PSN if you want to play Sackboy with mods. You might not be able to play multiplayer, but oh well, what can you do? But many of you, especially if you only play on PlayStation, might not have a PC powerful enough to play Sackboy, or even have a PC at all. And I completely understand that. PC gaming is an expensive hobby, and game consoles like the PS5 and PS4 are made to be much cheaper on purpose, for affordability. But just in case you're curious, I'll put up the official recommended specs for Sackboy on screen so that you can take a look and get a good idea of how strong of a PC the game needs. It's not the most demanding game ever, but it still will require something a bit pricey. At the time of making this video, we currently don't know if the game is Steam Deck verified yet, which, if you don't know, is Valve's portable PC console thing, but I'm almost positive that Sackboy will run just fine on it. I actually just recently purchased the Steam Deck, so I'll be sure to check how well it runs when the game comes out. As for how simple it would be to make a mod yourself, well, I'd imagine that really just depends on your skill set, and what mod you would like to make, right? The game's not out yet, and I don't really know how any of that's going to work 100%, but I think I could safely say that creating a custom level in Sackboy, as opposed to a custom level in Little Big Planet, will be a bit more complicated. The game runs on Unreal Engine 4 though, which is a really good sign, because Unreal Engine is much easier to work with compared to, say, some of the other engines Sony tends to use, some of the other proprietary engines. So I'm hoping that means the game will be much more easier to mod for a lot of people. In a perfect world, Sony would embrace the mod support and give people an actual map editor to work with, and maybe integrate the Steam Workshop for downloading and uploading mods, but that's just not gonna happen. Instead, you'll most likely have to use websites such as Game Banana to get mods, which is fine, just not as convenient as the Steam Workshop. All I know is that I'm personally not going to be making any mods myself. I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the stuff the community comes out with. That's how I usually roll with LBP. But I'm actually really eager to play and cover mods on the channel. Videos like mod showcases for custom levels and costumes would be really neat to do. Though, it would probably take a while before some of the more interesting mods start to show up. That's just how it is with most games. Anyways, that's all I really wanted to talk about. I just wanted to discuss the potential modding might bring to Sackboy Big Adventure. This could be the UGC we've been waiting for, but at the same time, people might not care. Let me know in the comments though, are you picking up Sackboy on PC? And if you are you looking forward to the modded content? Maybe you're hoping to make some mods yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.